Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly market review for Monday, the 19th of August 2024 to Friday, the 23rd of August 2024. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. All right, so let's start with the Nifty analysis. And the markets have closed now. So we had a closing of 24,572.65 on the spot chart. And pretty much nothing much has changed from the levels that have been plotted since last week. We are seeing an open interest level of 24,600. So this is where the immediate resistance for the market is. We are also seeing another level at 25,000. I do feel that markets might push towards this area here, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But that also depends upon how the other markets are also faring. If you look at the open interest on the put side, 24,000 is a key level, and any break below 24,000 will induce more bearishness in the market. But as of now, the range is pretty clear right now. 24,000 to 25,000 market seems to be trying to move in this range on the Nifty. Let's move on to the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, after hitting a level of demand, is now consolidating. And here it is also finding it a little bit difficult to break this 50,500 level on a closing basis. Unless and until that happens, we may not see a push to the upside. As you can clearly see that 50,000 is the strong support level. So I do believe that unless and until we get a closing above 50,500 on a closing basis, we may not push to the upside. We do have supply zones, but there is no confluence of any open interest to the upside. So it'll be interesting to see how Bank Nifty plays out in the coming week. And that will probably also dictate the move for where the Nifty is like. Let's look at Finnifty. Finnifty is also pretty much behaving like Bank Nifty, support at 22,400, highest resistance at 23,500. So again, a pretty wide range here, and we might see this range being respected for tomorrow's weekly expiry close. So let us see how Finnifty behaves. Right now, demand zones and supply zones are far away from current market price, so nothing much to talk about on the Finnifty as well. Let's look at the MidCap index. So MidCap index is pretty interesting now. We got to this level of 12,800 today. And then there was a little bit of a sharp sell-off. And then again, we tend to close slightly about 12,700. So 12,700 is the support. This is probably also because of today's weekly expiry. So it'll be interesting to see now if MidCap Nifty pushes towards this daily level of supply at 12,851 to 13,001. And then later on, we will have to see how this supply zone reacts and whether 12,700 does act as a support. If 12,700 breaks on a closing basis, then we might see more downside towards 12,500 on the MidCap index. Let's move on to the Sensex now. And just like the Nifty today, the Sensex also opened positive, and then after it has just been consolidating sideways. We did have a little bit of a bearish close, and also that is the fact that 80,500 is acting as a strong resistance level. So again, unless until we get a close above 80,500 on Sensex, we may not see 81,000 or even 81,280 odd levels. On the downside, we do have a support of 80,000. So any break below 80,000 will probably force more selling pressure on the Sensex. Next level being 79,000 and the level after that being 78,000. And last but not the least, on the index front, we have Bankex. So Bankex is also pretty much behaving like the Nifty. Came very, very close to a level of demand, took support, did not hit the level of demand, but right now it is just consolidating. Here you can see that the open interest levels are all stacking up, but again, today being a weekly expiry, this will probably change tomorrow, and we might see the open interest levels shift a little bit to the upside. We do have some levels of supply right now, but right now we are closer to a level of demand. So it will be interesting to see whether Bankex does pull back towards this level of demand or whether it consolidates and then just starts shooting to the upside towards these levels of supply. All right. So now from the world of indices, let's jump to the world of commodities, and let's load the commodity layout here. And let's look at some of the key commodities and the key levels. So let's review what we spoke last week first and foremost. So we did have a slightly bullish view on the commodities, and as you can clearly see, we did see a strong move to the upside. So we did see this move. This was a little bit of more of profit booking, then price took a little bit of support here, but thereafter the commodities or rather this index gold has moved very strongly to the upside. So now there is no supply here, which means that prices will not have any hesitation to move towards 73,000 and eventually towards 74,000 levels. And then more or less we will have to see how gold shapes up from here on. Let's move on to silver now. And if you look at silver, currently it is trading at 83,790 odd levels. It took support at this level of demand. Right now, we will have to wait and watch what it does at the 85,000 level, because that's the highest call open interest level. If it does cross 85,000, then we might see 90,000 levels sooner or later, right? So it'll be interesting to see how silver does in the coming week. And levels to watch out for will be 85,000 and 90,000 respectively. Let's move on to the next chart, which is natural gas. And natural gas took support at this level of demand. The 170 strike price is having a very strong open interest on the put side. So 170 is going to act as a very strong support. And to the upside, we are seeing some resistance coming at 190. So what we would like to see in case if natural gas has to push to the upside, we want a very strong close above the 190 handle, and then possibly a retest before the prices start moving further to the upside. If that does not happen, then we might again just remain consolidating between these two levels of demand and supply. All right. Last but not the least, we have copper, and then we'll look at crude oil. So let's look at copper first. So copper has taken a nice bounce from this level of demand, and it is clearly indicating or probably showing that it wants to push to the upside. We are coming closer to the call open interest levels around 810, 820. We might see a little bit of profit booking, but now we also have a new level of demand, which is more or less this rally-based rally area. So most likely we might see prices coming here, giving us a pullback and then continuing its move to the upside. Right? So it'll be interesting to see whether copper does this and then it eventually starts doing this towards the 850 handle. All right, and let's have a quick look at crude oil. So crude oil, let's look at the daily chart first of crude oil. So on crude oil, we did have this supply zone, and this supply zone has got violated, which means now this demand zone is more or less playing out. So it'll be interesting to see now, just because we have a bullish view, a little bit of a bullish view on commodities, it'll be interesting to see whether when price comes to this level of demand on crude oil, whether price is going to probably consolidate a bit and then start moving again towards the 6,500 handle. Right now, 6,200 is nicely coinciding with this level of demand, and 6,500 is going to be probably the first target for crude in case if the price bounce from this level. All right, so this is pretty much for this week. We have evaluated the indices as well as the commodities. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis for this week. And if you do like our analysis, please give your valuable comments in the comment section. And if you're still not subscribed to our Sher Khan Education channel, do hit the subscription button and do get regular updates. And hoping to see you all next week. Trade safe, trade well. Bye-bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.